Mike Jones here, welterweight contender. Big stage for you here this coming weekend. Any personal thoughts on Randall Bailey as a fighter? What are your thoughts on this fight?
It should be a tough fight for him. You know, he's really experienced. You know, he's a strong fighter. So, it should bring the best out of me.
Got you. Now, when you go into a fight, do you study your opponent more? Do you study tapes, or do you focus more on what you have to bring to the table?
I focus more on what I got to bring to the table.
Okay.
You know, because if I'm not putting, if I'm not doing everything that I'm supposed to do, then it's not going to go the way it's supposed to go.
Got you.
So pretty much make sure all my wrinkles is ironed out. You know, and I go in there and handle my business.
Now, fans, they're familiar with you. You had, take for example, your first fight with Jesus Soto Karass was kind of a tough fight. In the rematch, you showed that you had the ability to kind of adapt, and you really outboxed him. Was that just kind of a sign of, you know, your ability to adapt in the ring and learn?
It was just my sign of my willingness to learn. You know, to learn the craft of boxing. Yeah. You know, my dedication that I bring forth to the sport.
Got you.
And it paid off. You know, me training hard every single day, you know, working on to get better at my mistakes.
And could you tell me kind of where and how your camp was for this particular fight?
Oh, trained out of Philly, you know, and me and Vaughn, my trainer, worked hard every day on a game plan to beat Randall.
Got you. Looking at the evening main event this weekend, Manny Pacquiao-Timothy Bradley, how good of a chance do you give Tim Bradley?
Give him a good chance.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people sleeping on him. You know.
Really?
He's been a tough competitor since the amateurs. I've seen him. You know, and he brings that intensity. That you can't judge that. You know, you can't teach intensity.
Gotcha.
You know, he brings that effort level that you can't train for. You can't train.
And Tim Bradley was speaking yesterday. He said, you know, Manny Pacquiao, he's a politician. He's talking about, you know, spiritual issues. He said his heart's not in boxing. He's moving away from boxing. What are your thoughts on that?
I really didn't look into that too much, you know, but maybe he knows more than I know. So.
Got you. Do you feel, Manny Pacquiao, that his struggle with Marquez, he may be slipping a lot after 60 fights, 33 years old, or just a bad night?
No, I didn't think it was a bad night exactly. You know, southpaws cause people a lot of problems, you know, and Marquez always gave Pacquiao problems in every one of them fights.
Got you.
And it's just a style, you know, styles make fights, and that wasn't a really good style for Manny Pacquiao to look great.
Did you have any thoughts on the Floyd Mayweather-Miguel Cotto fight? Did you happen to see it?
Yeah, I seen it. I thought it was a great fight.
Really?
You know, I thought it was a great fight. I thought it was pretty close, you know, up until the later rounds. You know, Floyd showed that heart of a champion, you know, and he started winning them later rounds and kind of took Cotto out of the picture.
Were you surprised with the recent kind of PED news with Andre Berto, Lamont Peterson? They both failed drug tests. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I was very surprised. My thought is really need to clean up the sport of boxing. You know, it's something that I'm going to push for. You know, when I win this world title, you know, I'm going to make it noticeable. I got to speak for it. You know, people. If we want this to change, we want boxing to thrive. You know, and stay alive. Then we got to have a clean sport, because boxing is way too hard without drugs and stuff like that. Like think about the younger fighters, you know, coming up, training hard, busting their behind. Like, I train hard, I'm a clean fighter. That'll take the motivation right out of me if I know that this guy is getting away with taking PEDs. You know, like, why am I training? You know what I mean? So we really need to clean up the sport of boxing and push for Olympic-style drug testing and get a clean sport.
Got you, man. You know, both Berto and Peterson, in their own ways, professed their innocence. Peterson said, I needed to take that drug because of a medical condition. Berto said, there are traces of that in my system. You know, he said, that's bullshit. I didn't take that. I mean, do you believe there's two sides to every story? They may be. I mean, what do you think?
Drug tests don't lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they see something in your system, then it's in your system.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So you just gotta clean up the sport, man. Like, we can't have this.
Yeah.
You know, it's too much of it going on, and I'm sure a lot of it is going on without even being detected.
Right.
You know, and you know, you see good fighters become extraordinary all of a sudden. Things of that nature. They gotta stop. You know, for boxing to keep alive. You know, and I love the sport of boxing because boxing saved my life as a young kid. kid.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to see it thrive, and I want to be a reason for a change. You know, to make it better.
All right. Welterweight contender Mike Jones. Good luck this weekend.